Oh, it's more news, it's more news, it's a brand new day. Hello everyone, welcome to Bayern Now, the ultimate Bayern Munich fan channel. Before you keep watching, make sure you subscribe, but it's another day of hot transfer news. Hotter than freaking Kim Kardashian, hotter than Kylie Jenner, hotter than Caitlyn Jenner, hotter than Bruce Jenner, but alright, so we're constantly getting more and more updates from Bayern's perspective on Kai Havertz. I mean, if you literally search up Kai Havertz's name, you would think he's making his medical right now in London and he's gonna be a Chelsea player in the next 2 hours. That's how the news will have you think. I mean, there's a big, just a spurt of news just coming out every single second whenever anything comes out. But today, coming out of Sports One, which is a German news source, and Plenty Goal, basically saying that Hansi Flick would like to have Kai Havertz at Bayern, not even for Thiago at all, just to have an attacking midfielder, a backup in that position, because we don't have attacking midfielders. If Coutinho leaves, without Coutinho, we only have Müller who can play attacking midfielder, but Hansi Flick would like to have Kai Havertz in his squad, according to Sports One, German news source, and Plenty Goal. The thing is, though, I think, yes, it is about the financials. I mean, someone was asking in the comment section of that, does Hansi Flick want to put up the money for it? Because we all know Bayern are very frugal. We'll probably try to save as much money as we can. And I think that's the reason we'd like Kai Havertz in 2021. And he could potentially stay at Leverkusen for an extra year. I mean, the best case scenario for Bayern is that Chelsea don't get top four. They don't get CL, Champions League. And at the same time, maybe they could get fifth and still be in the Champions League because City have that ban. But then Leverkusen could also get top four. I'd really want that to happen, but I feel like Mönchengladbach can't bottle it. I mean, Gladbach would have to lose against Hertha Berlin in order for that to happen. It's just a whole array of just little boxes that need to be checked for certain things to happen. I think Havertz wants to move this summer, and I think he's just thinking about his next club. I don't think he wants to stay. I think he's waited at Leverkusen for like 4 to 5 seasons of playing decent. And right now, in the past 2 seasons, that's the breakthrough. That was the breakthrough years for Havertz. So I think he's ready to move out of Leverkusen. I think he wants to move to that next club, that top club. And that's the thing. He wants to move to a top club. I think if we're looking at top clubs in Europe right now, it's Bayern, Real Madrid, Barcelona are crap. Juventus are crap. PSG, why would he want to go to PSG? It just doesn't make any sense, especially when they have like 10 billion attacking midfielders. They keep signing new ones every year like it's going to make a difference. But Havertz would like to move this summer. And I have the feeling in my heart that if Havertz was to move this summer, there is a genuine thought that Bayern could sell Thiago and use that money to fund Kai Havertz. Wouldn't that make sense? I mean, look. It's not that stupid of an idea. If Thiago wins the Champions League here, he goes down as a Bayern legend. He moves to like a Liverpool, and just enjoy a different style, a different team, different teammates. Maybe goes back to Spain, but he's done it at Bayern, won the best trophy at Bayern, won everything you can as a player here. If he does that, man, and Thiago does it, I think, yes, he'll go down as a Bayern legend. Absolutely. And I think that's where we could use the money to fund Kai Havertz. But then we're also thinking about, what if Lucas Hernandez leaves, which I don't think will happen, by the way. I think PSG aren't going to pay 88 million or 80 million. They're not. Unless they're just that stupid. If PSG actually genuinely pay 80 million for Lucas Hernandez, first of all, that would be absolutely brilliant because, yes, Bayern would accept. Absolutely. We'd probably accept with our eyes closed without even knowing that it's a real figure. But if PSG accept and pay the money that we're looking for Lucas, we could use that money for Kai Havertz. Actually, a lot of people aren't talking about this, but we have a lot of players that could be going out of the door. Obviously, we have the obvious Odriozolas, Perisic, and actually the news coming out with Perisic is that he's not going to stay at Bayern, and it's less likely that he stays permanently. Bayern will extend his loan until the end of August because of the Champions League, and Hansi Flick wants to keep the same player, same squad for this year's Champions League. He doesn't want Coutinho to leave when he's actually helped us get to this stage. He doesn't want Perisic leaving or Odriozola, even though he's so useless. But at the same time, I think, yeah, that's what Flick wants. Flick wants. I mean, look, I was thinking about this analogy in my head. Kai Havertz, I think I said it yesterday, is the hottest girl in school and everyone is interested, even the gay dudes. I think that's the problem though. Everyone's interested. So as a player, you're wondering in Havertz's mind, where is he going to end up? Where? How could he choose this club over this club? There is a genuine reason why he could go to any of the three clubs. I think between the clubs interested, it's probably Bayern, Chelsea, Real Madrid. I don't know about PSG and Juventus. They're poor. Barcelona's poor. They can't afford anyone. Real Madrid, I think he'd go to Real Madrid for the fame. Real Madrid is the most popular club in the world, the most supported club in the world. He'd probably go there for that. And also, they're guaranteed a Champions League at least once a decade. I mean, actually, Real Madrid didn't win the Champions League that much in the 2010s and 1990s. They just barely started doing it last decade. So I think he'd go to Real Madrid for the fame, because you're a Real Madrid player, you automatically gain an extra 50 million followers. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's the best sporting reason, because Real Madrid have Martin Odegaard, who is on that similar level to Kai Havertz, similar type of players. So I will be confused, and they're both left-footed, ironically. So I wouldn't understand why he'd choose to go to Real Madrid. He could go to Chelsea, which would be a project. You would have to rebuild, but guess what? He walks into Chelsea's team and he would actually have a big part. And Chelsea, he would know, okay, we'll buy players around me. Chelsea will buy ballers to be around him. So I don't know why Chelsea aren't looking for center backs. Go look for center backs. Your defense is crap, or a goalkeeper. But then he could go to Bayern, which you're going to a historic club. Almost you get the similar level of recognition as a Real Madrid. Not as much fame, but you get a stable team that's the best run in the world. You're playing around ballers around you, and you're consistently in the Champions League semifinals at least. You're guaranteed about 5 finals this decade just off that. And that's because we get to a lot of finals and don't win. And we get robbed a lot. 2018. I mean, biggest robbery I've ever seen in the Champions League. Freaking A. How did we lose that? With like 10 offside goals. Jeez. How could the referees not see that? But if VAR existed, we're in the Champions League final against Liverpool in 2018. We could have won. You never know what would have happened. If is not something. But you're going to Bayern, Chelsea, or Real Madrid. There's a genuine reason, like I said, to join each and every single club. But I think Hansi Flick wants Kai Havertz. I think he would. I mean, he said it in a press conference that he doesn't know what manager wouldn't want to have Kai Havertz in their team. He said it. So for me, that's a way, or a different way of him saying, if you, Bayern Munich, don't sign Kai Havertz, I'm resigning and I'm sacking myself. I'm buying my own contract out and I'm gone. Resigning. Boo, boo, boo. Sign the contract. Terminate, baby. I don't know. And you think about it. What if Bayern would have offered Leverkusen Jerome Boateng? Boateng has been superb this year. We could offer Boateng to them. You know how good Boateng has been? I think they would be like, dang, that's a good option because they get experience in their back line. Leverkusen has always been the team to never really have the international experience. They don't have that many players that play for the German national team. Only Kai Havertz, obviously. But if we give Boateng to them, then we get the price obviously lowered to maybe 80 million, 70 million. I don't know. Whatever Boateng is worth to them, that would mean that Kai Havertz's transfer fee is lowered. I think at the end of the day, there's different solutions. Look at Barcelona. Barcelona are basically saying Arthur is worth 80 million to us, we'll give him to you. And Juventus are saying Pjanic as well, he's 70 million to us, we'll give him to you and we'll technically pay you 10 million, which is the stupidest thing ever because Juventus get a 23-year-old baller from Barcelona and Barcelona get a 30-year-old Pjanic and 10 million to help themselves with the deals. And I think they'll probably go and use Pjanic and Rakitic, these players, and trade them for Lautaro Martinez, who they're looking for. Very stupid way of doing business. But Bayern isn't doing that. But we could still do it. I mean, look, we have a thin squad. If you look at our starting 11, you think, oh my God, this is one of the best teams in the world. But if you actually look at our bench, you're like, well, Coutinho's leaving, Perisic is leaving, Odriozola is leaving. Well, now you need a backup right back. You need a backup central attacking midfielder. Not just backup. Coutinho can actually play as a winger as well. And he's actually played a majority of his games as a winger. And then also you need a winger. So you get Sane, you get Havertz, you get Sergino Dest. You need these three this window. And people don't want to admit it. But if we don't keep Perisic, we don't have any more wingers other than Serge Gnabry and Kingsley Coman. Who are we going to play? Youngsters that haven't proven themselves in top flight yet? That haven't ever had a game that played 15 minutes for Bayern's first team? That what we're going to do? No, absolutely not. If we get rid of Perisic, which he's more likely to leave, like I said, then we would need to get a winger. Have to this season. Have to. We would have such a thin squad. We're not in a situation where, oh, let's extend Perisic for an extra years. No, we want wingers. We want ballers now. We want ballers. But if you get rid of Coutinho, he's going to Barcelona. That's his future. You would have to get a central attacking midfielder or another winger. And I think that would be Havertz. And if you get rid of Odriozola, backup right back, you would have to get Sergino Dest because he would be your backup right back. Jeez, I have not been reading these comments. God, y'all are going crazy. Amazing. Thank you everyone so much for tuning in. I just closed the tabs so I can get, start talking about what I need to talk about. We should try a 1-year loan with an obligation to buy for 100 million. I mean, look, Finn, these are ideas, aren't they? If we just do that, these are ideas. These are ideas. I mean, no one's going to be guaranteed anything. In the last few years, one of the main reasons for losses in the Champions League were the team lacking width. Yep, that's true. That's true. When someone crucial to us got injured, the backups did major mistakes. And that's the thing. I think a lot of Liverpool fans were actually... So, Liverpool lost to Atletico Madrid. They blamed it on 33-year-old Adrian. Bayern lost to Liverpool. They didn't blame it on Rafinha. They didn't say, oh, well, Bayern had Rafinha. People forget, we had Rafinha. If you have Rafinha to come on as a right back, if your main right back is suspended, you're losing something. You're definitely losing. We had Juan Bernat as Alaba's backup, and we lost a bunch of games. I think we need a backup for every single position. We need world-class, top-class. I think Coman's a good player. He's definitely a backup winger. So if you have Coman there as a backup, Serge Gnabry's hella inconsistent. So if you had Kai Havertz and Sane, these could be your starting wingers at this point because they're much better than our players right now. Gnabry will probably break his back hugging Kimmich in training or something. This is what happens to us. We're injury FC. I think we pick up more injuries than anyone else in Europe because it's just... Actually, not really. Arsenal probably do. But I mean in terms of bigness and importance. We probably... I mean, Tolisso was doing so well in 2018. Got injured whole year. Gone. Whole season. Gone. Just like that. Thiago got injured in 2014 or 2015. When did Thiago get injured? Whenever he did. Getting injured for a whole year really puts a dent on your career. And I think Bayern, knowing that we get injuries, we shouldn't be reluctant. I think someone on Twitter was saying this to me, and it got me to think about this. Bayern consistently miss out on big signings because of our reluctancy. Maybe because we're doing too well right now. Who's saying we win the Champions League? Who said that's guaranteed what's going to happen? No, it's not guaranteed that we win the Champions League. It's not guaranteed that this team stays fit in August. It's not. So I think Bayern definitely needs to make these signings happen. Lose the money. Stop being greedy, and I think that's the issue. If Bayern goes all in, he'll choose Bayern coming from a Chelsea fan. I mean, that's true. Chelsea fans, do you forget you paid Callum Hudson-Odoi 120k a week, got him a new contract because of Bayern? This kid hadn't played a single Premier League game or started. Bayern were like, we want him. We were offering, bidding. I think the last bid was 40 million euros. That's a lot of money for an 18-year-old kid that hadn't started a Premier League game. When Bayern want you, we're going to want you. Everyone's going to want you. All of a sudden, Kai Havertz will be getting calls from Leon Goretzka, Kimmich, Sane. We see them. They're all in the same circle. They're friends. They're friends. National team. Hey, can we stop... Sachin, man, what's the thing? Okay, well, please don't spam the same messages. Don't spam this. Thanks for removing that. But don't give timeouts. Just remove it. But thinking about it, I mean, look, you'll be getting calls from Kimmich, future German captain, Neuer. Boateng will be like, oh, Kai, where are you going? You know what I mean? I think I was watching this movie where this guy could be released from prison. It had this big actor in it. I think, was it Will Smith? No, not Will Smith. This big actor in it. Oh, Denzel Washington. This was an old movie. Basically, this guy could come out of prison if he could convince his son to sign for a certain college, basketball, right? So everyone was calling, where are you going? Like his girlfriend was literally hired to try and get him to sign with an agent because this guy was good. When Kai Havertz is getting a call from Leon Goretzka, next second Kimmich, next second Boateng, next second Neuer, German legend, next second Oliver Kahn, next second Lothar Matthäus, next second Michael Ballack. Remember, Ballack said he would like to see Kai Havertz at Bayern. Next second, Unai Hoeneß. Next second, Karl-Heinz Rummenigge. Next second, Franz Beckenbauer, one of the greatest players in football history. What Gerd Muller's calling you and asking you where you're going. See, this is what I mean. Like that's what Real Madrid do. You don't think Kaká is calling? You don't think Cristiano Ronaldo was calling players like, join me, Real Madrid? You don't think they were? Ramos was like, join me, Real Madrid. Robert Lewandowski came out and said Real Madrid after a game. Cristiano Ronaldo and Sergio Ramos came out to him and said, join Real Madrid. He said no. But that's what I mean. When Kai Havertz starts getting all his German international teammates calling him, Neuer, all the German legends calling him and trying to... that's it. That's what happens. I mean, look at Sané. Look, Man City fans are absolutely perfectly right saying that Bayern did some weird things with Sané. When you constantly get these German legends, these ballers talking about a player, calling you, you don't think Lothar Matthäus, German legend, 2 World Cups, has Kai Havertz's number? He does. By the way, leave a like on the video. Look, I just think that we have to be logical. Kai Havertz is German. Bayern should be able to sign any German we want. Toni Kroos left Bayern. Every single day, I read a new story about how Toni Kroos talks about Bayern because it's still hurting him that Bayern didn't just give him the wages and he would have stayed. It hurts him. There's a whole documentary. Toni Kroos and Bayern, it's like a freaking, I don't know, it's like a toxic relationship, but you want to be in that toxic relationship. I think that's the thing though. And that's what Bayern would do to Kai Havertz. You'll watch Kimmich. Watch these players start. Look, Kimmich publicly, Goretzka in Sané's post, Goretzka and Kimmich played together. It's just so, you don't think Toni Kroos would be calling Havertz be like, oh, Kai, stay at Bayern. You leave Bayern and forever you won't like it. Toni Kroos hates the fact that because he talks about Bayern every single day. And I think Kroos in his heart obviously loves Bayern because he grew up through the Bayern system. Kroos was a Bayern player. He's a Bayern fan. You can tell he likes our players. He's friends with Boateng. He's still with that Bayern team. But I think he was just sold at the wrong time. George, you're biased about being German. Savio, I think, try to explain to me what bias is. I'm not being biased. I'm just saying what the truth is. I think you can understand that Kai Havertz is German. He was born in Germany, which Bayern is the biggest club in Germany, one of the biggest in the world. If Bayern Munich want you and all your teammates, like 8 of them play for Bayern, Neuer, Niklas Süle, and you're friends with, you can see him. I'm seeing pictures of him next to Goretzka and Kimmich. They're all in circles talking. And they're doing press conferences together. If Serge Gnabry is calling you, telling you to join Bayern, there isn't that much Chelsea can do. Rudiger said he was the one that got Chelsea to sign Timo Werner, or Timo Werner to go to Chelsea. He said he was the guy. Yeah, Rudiger and Timo Werner, the two Germans at Chelsea. Toni Kroos is the only German at Real Madrid, and Toni Kroos is a Bayern fan. We know this. I think there's just, when it comes to convincing, Bayern have this relentless machine. Bayern could not stop with Callum Hudson. Even I was like surprised. My friend, one of my best friends, huge Chelsea fan. He was like, why? And then Callum Hudson-Odoi signed a new contract. 120k a week. Chelsea had to do that. You think Chelsea wanted to give an 18-year-old that hadn't started a Premier League game 120k a week? No, they were just so annoyed that Bayern just wanted him. Like, I don't know what we saw in him. I thought he was a baller. Callum Hudson-Odoi is a baller. He'll be a baller. I think he's better than Pulisic. Don't freaking quote me on that, but I think he's just more complete. The guy can cross, shoot, do everything. He came back from an injury, got an assist. Exciting player to watch. Bayern wanted him. And Like that's what I mean. Chelsea had to sign him sign a new contract for him. I think it's just you have to understand. Like if it's Bayern, well, when it comes down to it, in terms of like relentlessness, I don't think Chelsea can have that yet. Not for the next 10 years. I think winning 2 more Champions Leagues. And also, what if let's just say luckily Bayern win the Champions League. Let's say, obviously people would say we're favorites. I'd like to say let's wait because we're Bayern, we can bottle anything. Let's say we win the Champions League. Why would Kai Havertz not want to join Bayern? I mean, what justification would it be? If he's wanting to join the best team in the world, he'd join Bayern. Oh yeah, I have to watch Chelsea versus Manchester City. I need Chelsea to win because, like I said, I don't like Manchester United fans. All over, I have too many friends that are United fans. No, maybe like 2 friends, and then there's a Barcelona fan. I have a few Bayern friends. I have 1 Chelsea friend. I don't have any Arsenal friends. I don't have any Liverpool friends. Oh, I do actually. I have a Real Madrid friend. One of my best friends, Real Madrid. I have like friends, all mixes, man, all weird. I have friends in every single category, and I just need Chelsea to get top 4 because I know the United friends I have are too arrogant, man. I can't stand it. Like they think Manchester United, this team could win everything. They could win the Champions League. I'm like, you're not even in the Champions League. I need Chelsea to win today. Like I need Lampard to just become the greatest coach of all time. I need him to put bald head Pep in his place because I can't stand Pep Guardiola, man. I did say Chelsea, or it's gonna be hard to get top. I don't think they will, but I want them to. There's a difference. I don't think they will, but I want them to, because look, you're gonna have to play with Leicester City, Manchester City, and also if Kai Havertz is going to a Europa League club from a Europa League club, there isn't really that much of an upgrade. I think he wants to join a club that's there almost. You know what I mean? I don't think he's in for a project anymore. I think he wants to join and play alongside ballers like Lewandowski, like Thiago, these ballers like Alaba, like, on paper, like he just wants to play with ballers around him. And I think, when we played Spurs, we weren't even that good, but we just dismantled them because we have ballers. Sometimes you just need ballers to win games, like Manchester United, the most individualistic team ever. Chelsea, surprisingly, not really good players, but a very good system with them, so that's why they win. Liverpool will be crowned the champions of Premier League. Wait, what? Well, that's assuming City don't beat. I don't really care. Well, that's good for Liverpool. I think they deserve it thoroughly, even though I didn't like them. I don't like them lifting trophies. I kind of like having this thing where Liverpool haven't won it in like 30 years. But I'm glad Jurgen Klopp has absolutely done it at Liverpool, because Klopp deserves it. Getting to a Champions League final in 2013, losing it, 2018 losing it, 2019 and then winning it. I think Jurgen Klopp is probably my favorite manager. Well, obviously Hansi Flick, yeah, but Jurgen Klopp is like, as a person, you just like him. You can't hate Klopp. Like, I think rival fans are probably looking for Klopp to come out with like a sex scandal or something so they can go at him, but you can't see it, man. You can't. But Havertz is too good to be benched. That is true. But he won't be benched. Bullet Club Elite. Do you see the player from Italy who scored with his... Wow, that's crazy. We are not a Europa club. No, but you will probably get Europa. We would finish top 4. I hope Chelsea finish top 4. But you'll have to play some tough players. We have great youngsters. Pulisic. Pulisic, decent. But if Chelsea lose today, I think they won't get top 4. I need Chelsea to win today for me to go up. Because what does City have to play for, actually? Because they could potentially not even be in the Champions League. What? They're playing for pride after Liverpool already won. Chelsea are like 12 points. Liverpool, Man City are 12 points. They don't, if anything, Chelsea are the ones that need to win this. Leicester City could drop off. You could be right about that. But I don't think Leicester will. I think people think Leicester is just going to start losing games. Leicester get to play Chelsea have to play Leicester next too. But I think Leicester City could still remain there. And Leicester do have a tough run of games, but they still have to play Arsenal. They're probably going to thrash them. A few easier teams. I think Leicester will keep themselves in the top 4. And I think it depends on what Chelsea do, not what Leicester do. Because if Leicester drop less points than Chelsea, they are in the top 4. And if Chelsea drop more points than Leicester, they're not in the top 4 because Man United are that close. Why do you want Chelsea to qualify? That means, no, I just want United fans pissed off. And I don't mind Chelsea. I don't really hate Chelsea. I don't really care. I don't think if it came down to convincing, it comes down to Chelsea versus Bayern. No, it comes down between playtime, position, role in the squad versus what you get at Bayern. I think Chelsea offer Kai Havertz a bigger portion of playtime because, he walks into their team, but he wouldn't walk into our team. Did you not also... Well, I said Wolves could potentially beat you, and they play you on the last day of the season. If Liverpool gets Thiago, they will become a nightmare. I mean, look, Thiago is, for me, like the most gifted player right next to Messi. I don't know how this... It's like... Thiago... Watching Thiago play is like watching an artist just do what they do best. It's just so... Like, you can just sit there, sleep, and Thiago is doing it. Like, the guy does everything, man. Every single thing on the pitch, Thiago can do. There's actually nothing on that pitch that Thiago can't do. Why not just cheer for... let's just cheer for... Come on, you Wolves! Come on, you Wolves! Come on, you Wolves! Whatever they say. Traore and Jimenez are amazing. Leverkusen will beat United. Where? They're not playing. Unless you mean in the Europa League, which I don't think that's going to happen. Leverkusen are so inconsistent. Like, you don't know which Leverkusen side will come up. The thing with Leverkusen is they'll beat us, but then they'll go lose to Freiburg or Werder Bremen out of nowhere when they know they should be beating these teams. Leverkusen, they absolutely thrashed us. I mean, it was a last-minute winner beginning of the season, and actually it was under Hansi Flick. We were playing well. We had beaten Dortmund. We were actually on a run. Leverkusen and Gladbach just decided to give us 2 L's under Flick. The first 2 L's under Hansi Flick. I mean, that was just because they were brilliant teams. Even when we won against Leverkusen 4-2, I wasn't convinced. Like, I was just sitting there like they could get back into the game anytime. Even Gladbach are a harder team. Barring their injuries, if you have Zakaria back in their team, and their key players that were out. Marcus Thuram, if he wasn't injured. If there were fans in that stadium, I think we'd probably lose to Gladbach. Or draw at least. Because I don't think we deserve to win the Gladbach game, to be completely honest. We got absolutely outplayed so much. I think, that was the one where it was the own goal with Pavard. Yep, it was the 2-1 win. I don't think we deserved it. Goretzka scored a last-minute winner. We didn't really... They had 50% possession. They had just as much domination in the game. It was such an equal game with Gladbach. The thing is, they didn't take their chances. They were offside. I think, Thuram getting injured in the first few minutes was just probably the thing that changed the game. But Gladbach in the Champions League will probably get way past the group stages. I think they're such a good cup team. The way they play, it's like they play for the occasion rather than playing for consistency. That's the thing. They were leading the Bundesliga for like 10 match days or something. Bayern was 7 points behind. Niko Kovac was manager. Yeah, we love you, Kovac. But they just dropped off slowly because they didn't have the depth, and also at the same time, they didn't have the mentality to go to an away game like Union Berlin and thrash them. They would rather draw those types of games. I think Mönchengladbach are an amazing team, but they need to build on that. But they're probably just going to sell Zakaria. They're going to sell Elvedi. They're going to sell Marcus Thuram. They're going to sell Alexander Plea. And I think it's just kind of irritating because I'm like, you're such a good team. You're almost there. But this weekend is probably going to be huge for top 4 because Leverkusen are 2 points behind Gladbach. Gladbach would need to lose against Hertha Berlin, which, like I said, they're tough to play. Hertha Berlin will give problems to any teams. They almost signed Xhaka. They signed Matthias Cunha. They signed, they didn't sign Olmo, Leipzig did. Leipzig will definitely be a bigger challenge than Dortmund next year because Leipzig will replace Werner probably with the Salzburg striker. Yeah, that's who they'll replace Werner with, and he's a baller. He's pretty much the replacement of Haaland. I think Leipzig don't want to sell, and I mean, the way they just came out, all these clubs linked to Upamecano, they were like, we're not letting him go for free. We're going to renew his contract. And they probably, and they're already at that stage now. I think Leipzig, for me, are just so ruthless, man. They're the only team we haven't won against in 2020. How about that? We have not won a single game against RB Leipzig this year. And that's what I mean with Leipzig. They have this system that really suffocates teams. I don't think we've scored a goal against Leipzig. Did we? Hold on, I'm going to look into it. Yeah, I don't think we have scored a goal against RB Leipzig. Yep. This season... hold on. And Leipzig beat us in 2018 as well. People keep forgetting that. We beat them in the cups, but they beat us once in 2018. Why can't I see the rest of this? They drew with Dortmund that time. Well, they drew with us 0-0 in February. We drew them 1-1. Like, that's what I mean with Leipzig. They are just so, like, annoying. That's the word. They're irritating to play because they're just so, like, they don't even have fans they're playing for, but they have this type of energy. It has to be Julian Nagelsmann, amazing coach. I think he's going to be one of the best coaches in the world. Man City have to win. Pressure's on. I take a draw, but would prefer a Chelsea win. Chelsea. Why do Man City have to win? It's not like they're winning the league. When do you expect Sané to be announced? I don't exactly know, Bullet. Sané. The thing with Sané is I think Bayern want Sané to play, and obviously I'm going to be watching the Chelsea game because I also want to see Sané. City probably know that. Yes, he ain't leaving. He's definitely not going to leave. So I think with that in mind, I think if Sané, I hope Sané waits. Not wait. I hope Sané starts tonight because I need him to. I think he would. He didn't play that. He played like 5 minutes against Burnley, but he was crap in our play. He did the simple stuff, but I think we'll see more of Sané as City because I don't think Pep hates Bayern. No, Pep loves Bayern. I think, remember when we were playing Liverpool, Pep was like, I want Bayern to win. He was like, of course I want the English teams to do well, but I want Bayern to win against Liverpool. Well, we drew and then we lost, so that's cool. So I think Bayern will definitely want Leroy Sané to be playing for City. I don't think he'll be announced while City are still playing games. I think Bayern don't mind City. I don't think Bayern and City hate each other. I think City's just annoyed. City fans are annoyed, but if Bayern and City hated each other, City would have probably just terminated Sané's contract because they don't need that money, but still. Or they would have just dropped him permanently and said, get out of our club. But they're still playing Sané. Pep is still playing Sané. He's still on the bench. They still took time, rehabilitated him. It looks like he actually doesn't mind Man City. I don't think Sané hates City. I think he's just ready to move on. I think he's just tired of Man City and winning the Carabao Cup every year, but bottling the Champions League. I think he's tired of that. Not like Bayern's any better. But it is what it is. As a United fan, I hope Man City does a favor for us. United are in that top 4 race, winning yesterday. I hope United lose, though, because it's funny. 8:15 p.m. UK time. What is that for, John? I don't know what you're telling me about. Pep said they're going to rest players for this game as they're prioritizing the FA Cup. So we have a chance. I hope that's what Pep does. That would also mean Sané plays. Chelsea winning 2-1. Even City's reserve team is sensational. Gabriel Jesus is their backup striker. Phil Foden, like a baller, is their back. He ain't even a backer. He starts games now. But City don't have anything to play for. I'm actually interested to see how Chelsea approach the game because that's what needs to happen. But basically, if we're looking at a roundup for this video, there are 2 things that need to happen for just things to move smoothly. So, Bayern needs Leverkusen Bayern would prefer Leverkusen keep Havertz for a year. And in order for that to happen, Chelsea would need to be in the Europa League and Leverkusen would need to get top 4. If both teams are in the Europa League, Havertz could still stay, but he would probably be like, you know what? I can just go to a bigger club. And that would mean that Bayern should act. That could mean that Chelsea will go over the moon to act. I think that's why there hasn't really been an agreement. Remember, Chelsea just got Werner like that. And that's because Timo Werner obviously was more convinced of Chelsea than Havertz is. Because when you're thinking about Kai Havertz, you're thinking about what he's done at Leverkusen. He's actually, it's been a project. Leverkusen weren't getting Europe every single other year. No, they were. It's been a project for the last few years, slowly building up, and it's been like that. They've been on this upward spiral. I think Leverkusen will replace Havertz. They won't take the money. That's not their business model. Leverkusen is owned by an actual company. What they're probably planning to do with the Havertz money, spend it on two ballers, one a central box-to-box midfielder and an attacking midfielder. Oh God, I use the F finger. They spend it on two players that could potentially fill the boots for Kai Havertz, and that's the thing. And that would be cool, wouldn't it? I think Leverkusen definitely want to do that. So it makes sense. George, you told you don't like Chelsea, but you still. I don't want United to finish top 4. I want Chelsea to finish top. It'd be funny for me because Chelsea, this team that was supposed to underperform, and I don't mind Frank Lampard. Where is this I like Frank Lampard. I think the fact that he's one of the only footballers to actually ever really go to college. I didn't know that until the cup. I respect Lampard, and coming in, he was just like, get out, get out, you get out, and I'm gonna play youngsters, and he actually did it. But we need to smack them like 10-0 in the Champions League. But yep. I don't really care about any team. I don't care about Chelsea. I just want banter. I think it would be really how cool would it be if Man United are back in the Europa League? Oh my God. That would mean that Pogba could leave, and I would like one of my favorite players in the world to get out of that hellhole called Manchester United. But yeah, thank you everyone so much for watching this video though. I think it's been an amazing one. He fixed City's defense for the most part. Who did? The thing about having to be in the Champions League to attract players is rubbish. Well, I mean, it depends on the player, but it will have to. Chelsea signed Ziyech without... first of all, I mean, Hazard... No, there's different circumstances for this. If you're Kai Havertz, Chelsea's still in the rebuild. They're still in a process right now. They're coming from a 2-year transfer ban. They're still in that rebuild. It depends on who wants to... Is Thiago leaving? It depends on who wants to join. Thiago could leave, maybe, but I think he won't. I think there's just a huge agenda from Build. They want to build that because guess what? It gets clicks. I don't understand why they have to do that, though. Let me check this. Okay. That's amazing. Oh, I just found some amazing news. I'll tell you later. So he's 21. What does another year make? I mean, yeah. Why can't he stay at Leverkusen for an extra year? But it's football. Hazard was like, I want to leave. Kante could leave. I mean, if Chelsea sell Kante, I don't know what would happen. They should probably... Jorginho's so crap. Why? Why is he playing? All he does is pass the ball. And he isn't Andrea Pirlo. He's like literally George. Just take out the Ino. It's George. Jorge. Oh, imagine Mark Goldbridge's reaction. I can't wait. If Bayern play United in the Super Cup. Oh. That's if we win the Champions League, of course. Can you do a review of my Bundesliga Ultimate Team? I don't really play FIFA. I think EA is the biggest scams in the world. I hate EA. FIFA gives me AIDS. I'm sorry. And it's annoying. Goldbridge annoys me so much. He's so biased. You're basically talking about me here. Because, look, he's on a Manchester United fan channel. He's going to be biased towards... That's literally what it is. I'm on a Bayern fan channel. I'm going to be biased towards Bayern. Arsenal Fan TV think Arsenal is the best club in London. But I don't know if it is. It's not. Spurs Fan TV thinks Spurs is the best. It's just how it is. I bet you Dortmund think... No, Dortmund don't think they're the best club in no, absolutely not. They probably think, great channel. Thank you, John. Kante going... N'Golo Kate. Mauricio, what do you want to do with N'Golo Kante? I want to change him to box to box. Oh man, sorrow ball. I mean, look, so let me get this straight. No, someone explain this to, because I didn't really think about this until now. So Juventus sacked Allegri, who got to like 2 Champions Leagues final, I think in 2014, 2013, I don't know. He got to 2 Champions League final. So, in order to replace Allegri, who was winning the Scudetto every single year, I think Juventus are going up to ninth year in a row. So for me, I'm just there like, how come they bought or got Sarri, who has only ever won a Europa League, to replace Allegri? I don't understand it. Conte is too shy to force a move. Yeah, Conte just smiles. No, for me, I just find I rate different types of players. Like, I think Thiago, is better than Conte because I like technical ability. Conte, he ain't my type of player. He's just more of a destroyer, and I wouldn't choose him if I was a manager. So many people are pissed off. They're like, "Oh my God, you hate Conte?" No, I don't hate Conte. I just don't think he's my cup of tea when it comes to players. I don't like his style of play. I appreciate it. It's effective. The same way I don't rate Javi Martinez that highly. I think there's different players that you could get that could do more and do the same and be as effective. Like Kimmich, for example. Kimmich does exactly what Javi used to do, and George to Bayern for 100 million. Yeah, of course. Except my weak foot's trash. This left foot is useless. I don't know what it does. I don't really play on my left foot. I'm one of those players that's just so right-footed. I mean, Havertz is too. He's so left-footed. I don't think he uses his left at all or his right foot at all. All right, but thank you everyone so much for watching. Mia-san Mia, and peace. If Havertz goes to Chelsea, I will kill myself. Yeah, if he goes to Chelsea, I will kill myself. No, seriously. The amount of energy I have spent on trying to make sure people understand that. Look, if he comes to Bayern, all of you are dead. Oh, you are dead if he comes to Bayern. All you Chelsea fans, you are dead. Oh my God. Oh, but I'm dead if he goes to Chelsea. Anything could happen, really.